This is a video response for nzmungus from New Zealand in regards to questions about the seal and how to get the old seal out, and I'm going to even give a little instruction on how to put the new one in. I have a small seal to demonstrate with. This is the best I have at the moment. It's kind of small, but you can see this is how the spring is to be placed on the seal. If it's come out, I wouldn't bother trying to put the seal spring back on with it in the vehicle. I just replace it with another one. Oftentimes the seal will become too damaged to use going forward. My favorite way to pull those seals is with a tool like this. The way that this one operates is it has a little hook on it and a little adjuster here. This one's made by Lyle, spelled L-I-S-L-E. This is called a blind seal puller, and the way that it works is you put the hook on the inside of the seal and then adjust this against, like those little fins. Don't take the gearbox out and take the panel off. That's way more work than is necessary or called for. You can pull it out this way by getting this in there. Even if there's a shaft or anything there, you can get the hook around on the inside, or you can craft a tool to do the same thing, and you just go like that and it'll pull it out. You may only get it started and then you can use a screwdriver and pry it out. The next favorite way that I use is this type of seal puller. This is a traditional seal puller. I don't know what brand this is. I bought this at O'Reilly's probably 15-20 years ago, and it's been effective since. I like to use these to install seals with the top, but you can put a pry surface into like this and just pry it out that way. These can damage the shafts because these are oftentimes sharp. I've dulled mine down, but they can scratch things and cause a scratch on the surface that this mates with. So that's another one. That's why I really like this one, is it does very little damage to anything other than the seal that you're removing. And typically when you remove a seal, it's to replace it because it's faulty. So there's those two ways. Another way is to use a pry bar, and what you do is you put the pry bar into the seal this way and just pry it out. So say it's in the gearbox, you just stick the pry bar down in there and just give it a good pry and it'll come out. When you go to put a seal in, it's important that it's very flush. If these are your surfaces, this will not seal well. This will not seal well. You got to have it just dead even with it, like that, so it's not too far in or out. That's what I really like about this, is it doesn't really damage the seal, so you can get it to, if you go a little too far, you can pull back on it if you're very, very gentle and apply pressure in the right way. Another way you can get these out is just with a screwdriver. You can use something to tap on the side where the seal meets the gearbox and tap in there. This can be a little tricky to do without damaging. The smaller the Phillips or flathead screwdriver you use, the better. But you just go along the side of it and just tap it in there until it gets in. You may angle it this way so that it collapses against the sheet metal inside of the seal, and get between it and then pry it out. But those are the methods that I use to remove seals. Like I said, you don't have to pull the gearbox out. You don't take the fins off, nothing of that nature. Those fins are just to dissipate heat. They increase surface area of the aluminum around where the supporting bearings are, and they just radiate heat, so they're not removed. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. This isn't like a really in-depth on-vehicle type video, but I wanted to do something quick to help get you up and running again. As you see, there is nothing in the shop today. So today was a ski day. I went out, and so you're experiencing fall or summer where you're at, but it's just coming out of winter. Just did some winter skiing downhill. Anyway, I hope this is helpful to you, and best of luck to you. I failed to give a better instruction on how to install the seal. When you go to put the seal in, should have got a nut or something that I could have this fit into, but basically you want to support it where you're going to put it in on one side with some pressure by hand or whatever, and then on the other side lightly, gently tap it in there. You want to use something that you can drive it on with, whether that be like a big flange nut, like this, put it over it and tap the nut down in, or use some type of a bar or something to where it will limit as you're over the hole. It will stop so that you get that nice even sealing that I was talking about earlier, to where it's just nice and flush so that you're not at an angle or something that'll cause a leak. The top of this one is flat, and I can use that to, between this surface and this surface here. It's better to use something that, this tapers off, so that's a disadvantage to it. But it's a good thing to tap seals in. But you just go around radially or side to side or whatever to get that to just seat properly. But like I say, make sure that you have something that will stop, so that it's just like if you're measuring something, flour or whatever, and wipe the top, something to limit it on the rim. Hope that helps.